Okay, students, now we will start with the chapter. We have till now revised all the quadrilaterals that we have learned till class, till our previous class. Okay, that was class 8. And now we will move on to the quadrilateral part of class 9. In this, we will prove that uh, most of the properties that we have discussed regarding most of the quadrilaterals are true. We will use them as the theorem as well as we will prove that theorem using some logical and mathematical statements. Okay, so before we start, let me remind you once again all the theory part theorems, their proofs are to be noted in your class copy. You have to learn them thoroughly, you have to revise them thoroughly, you have to practice them thoroughly. And apart from that, all the questions, examples are to be done in your homework copy. We'll start with theorem 8.1. Theorem 8.1 is a diagonal of a parallelogram divides it into two congruent triangles. So first of all, let me draw the diagram. Let us name it A, B, C, D. So what the theorem is stating that if I draw a diagonal, I can draw any diagonal. Let me draw diagonal BD. Okay. So what the theorem is telling us that diagonal BD is going to divide this parallelogram into two smaller triangles that we all agree upon. We can easily see that we have two triangles ADB and DBC. Okay. The theorem further states that these two triangles are always congruent. Okay. So we will prove that we are given that ABCD is a parallelogram. In order to prove this theorem, okay, what we have is just the definition of parallelogram. We don't have the properties of parallelogram because we are proving one of its properties only. ABCD, ABCD is a parallelogram. We have it already as this, and then to prove, we need to prove that triangle ADB is congruent to triangle CBD. In order to prove all this, what we require is, first of all, let us focus on both of these triangles in triangle ADB and triangle CBD. Okay. In these both triangles, what we are going to do is we will say, first of all, angle ABD and angle BDC are both equal. I'm telling you that these two angles and these two angles should be equal. Why so? Okay, the reason is as important as the result. It is because since line AB is parallel to DC and BD is transversal, so alternate interior angles are equal. Okay, so in this manner, these two angles are equal. Secondly, I will say that length DB and DB is common for both the triangles. Okay, and lastly, we need one more thing. So, listen, we already proved that one pair of alternate interior angle were equal. Now we are going to say that another pair of alternate interior angles are all equal. This angle and this part of angle D are also equal. How so? Because once again, AD line is parallel to BC because we know both pair of opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So angle ADB and angle uh, CBD, CBD will be equal, once again, same type of reason, since length AD is parallel to BC, and we have what is transversal, BD is transversal. So in that manner, by alternate interior angles, so alternate interior angles are equal. Okay, so in this manner, we have by ASA congruency rule, both the triangles will be congruent. Triangle ADB will be congruent to triangle CBD. Okay, both of these triangles will be congruent. Okay, so by using ASA congruency, we have proved that both of these triangles are congruent. We have only used the theorem of, sorry, we have only used the definition of parallelogram here. Now let us move on to next theorem, theorem 8.2. So what is theorem 8.2? Theorem 8.2 stating that in a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. Okay, we have already learned that as a property of parallelogram, but now we are going to prove that in this parallelogram, A, B, C, D, both pair of opposite sides are equal. So students, please listen carefully now. In this also we will draw a construction. We have given that ABCD is a parallelogram. Okay, and to prove, we need to prove that uh, opposite pair of sides are equal. That is, AB length and BC length are equal, as well as AD length and BC length are also equal. So how do we do that? In order to prove all this, first of all, we require a construction. What will be the construction? Construction is join one of the diagonals. Join one of the diagonals. So I am joining diagonal B and D. So for the proof, okay, for there are two parts of proof in this. First of all, you need to prove that triangle ADB and triangle DBC are both congruent. In triangle ADB and triangle CBD, okay, you have to prove that both the triangles are congruent, just like we did in the previous theorem. As we did in the previous theorem, we will prove that by ASA congruency, triangle ADB is congruent to triangle CBD. I'm not going to write that again. That is your work. Okay, write down the congruency well. So by ASA congruency, both the triangles will be congruent. And then the second part comes. That is quite simple. Second part is by CPCT. CPCT is corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal. By CPCT, we can simply say that opposite length, that AD length and CB length are both equal. AD and CB are equal. This is AD, this is CB. These two lengths are equal. As well as AB length and CD length are equal. AB is equals to CD. AB length and CD length are also equal. Okay, by CPCT. First of all, you prove that both of these triangles are congruent. We are going to do a lot of things like this only. Okay, once we prove a theorem, we can use that proof in the next theorem as well. Okay, there are going to be many CPCTs from now. Okay, once again, you cannot just jump from here to here like I have done. So you have to write down whole proof. How did you prove that these two triangles are congruent, and then use CPCT. Without proving triangles congruent, you cannot apply CPC. Okay, moving on to theorem 8.3. Theorem 8.3 is if each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral are equal, if each pair of opposite sides of a quadrilateral are equal, then it is a parallelogram. This is converse of theorem 8.2. In theorem 8.3, we are given a quadrilateral in which opposite sides are equal. We are given a quadrilateral A, B, C, D, in which we are given that opposite sides are equal. That means AB and DC are equal, as well as AD length and BC length are equal. We need to prove that ABCD is a parallelogram. How will we prove that ABCD is a parallelogram? That is quite simple. In order to prove that ABCD is a parallelogram, what we need to do is we need to draw a simple construction. Once again, there will be lots of constructions. Construction is again join one of the diagonals, join BD. So after this construction, we will prove that this triangle and this triangle are congruent. But this time the way to prove is change. In triangle ADB and triangle BDC, in order to prove that both of these triangles are congruent, what we need is first of all AB and DC are equal, that is given. Secondly, AD and BC are equal. Once again, it is also given. And lastly, we have a common side. DB and DB are equal common sides. So you can easily guess what congruency we use now by SSS congruency. Both the triangles will be congruent. Triangle ABD will be congruent to triangle CD. Okay. Now we need to prove that opposite lines are parallel. So in order to do that, I'm going to use alternate interior angles reversely. Okay. What I'm going to say that since alternate interior angles are equal, therefore lines should be parallel. Okay. So now for lines AB and DC, taking BD as transversal, BD is transversal, we will have angle ABD is equals to angle ABD, CDB. Why? By CPCT. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles are equal. I am stating these two angles are equal since alternate interior angles are equal. Since alternate interior angles are equal, so lines should be parallel. AB should be parallel to DC. Okay, and similarly, second pair of angles are also equal. Angle ADB is equals to angle CBD. Therefore, by the same funda, and sides AD should be parallel to BC. Okay. So in this manner, we have proved theorem 10.3. Next is theorem 10.4. Okay.